Everybody, to IGN Live from Comic-Con, brought to you by Lucy and the Evil Within. I'm Damon. I'm joined up here by Jim, Scott, and Eric. Now it's time to talk about Marvel, upcoming Marvel movies and TV. We'll start with movies. Obviously, the next Marvel movie is Guardians of the Galaxy, which is right around the corner, and I'm hearing great things about.
It is fantastic. I loved it. I've seen it. These two guys haven't. You haven't. You haven't. It's awesome. If you love Marvel and you love Star Wars, you will love Guardians of the Galaxy. And then, of course, this weekend we have the big Hall H panel this Saturday. It caps off that day in Hall H. Marvel Studios expected to bring Avengers Age of Ultron stuff. We already know a lot of the cast are here, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam Jackson is here, Chris Evans is here,
James Spader's here for Blacklist.
Who plays Ultron, so Avengers is happening.
Yeah.
You think it'll be anything more than just bringing the cast up on stage for a wave?
I think we're going to get a sizzle reel. What about you?
Yeah, no, I definitely think they've been shooting now for a couple months, right?
Yeah.
So there's no way, we were saying earlier how movies have come to Comic-Con that have been shot for 5 days and have brought something. Avengers been shooting long enough that I think they're going to really want to wow people and show some of these characters that we've only gotten glimpses of.
Right. For sure. Is that the next Marvel movie release after Guardians?
Yes, and then yes, it'll be May of next year, and then we also have Ant-Man is on the docket as well. That's coming up.
Is that really going to make it like that? They haven't even started filming, right?
Well, they're not going to have anything to show, but Michael Douglas is going to be here, and so I'm sure where he goes, Paul Rudd will be there too.
And Evangeline Lilly's here, who
may or may not be in the movie.
Corey Stahl is here for The Strain, and he
Right.
confirmed that he's in Ant-Man this week.
Right.
So, yeah, there's plenty of Ant-Man related people around.
And then there's also Doctor Strange, which we're hopeful we might get
hopefully
on.
finally Doctor Strange, they'll put an actual release date with that movie. They have a bunch of release dates that they've announced and no real movie titles to link up to them. So we're hoping we're going to finally get some of that at the Hall H presentation.
Mm-hmm. What about anything to do with X-Men?
No, 20th Century Fox actually controls the X-Men screen rights.
Right.
Maybe somebody will mention something. Oh, hey, how great was Days of Future Past? I don't think they want to though, because there will be the competing Quicksilver thing.
Yeah,
sure.
And they're pushing. I mean, they're pushing. Actually, if you go on the floor right now, they're pushing Days of Future Past on Blu-ray. Like there is actually a booth with this whole Cerebro experience thing. But really, that's what they're pushing right now. Simon Kinberg is here for some other projects like Star Wars Rebels. But for now, X-Men's 2 years out. They haven't started shooting yet. So
there is a Fox panel tomorrow, but there's no mention of any X-Men presence. So we're probably not on that one.
Yeah.
Anything else for Marvel movies?
I think at this point, maybe we'll finally know sort of exactly what the Marvel Phase 3 lineup will be. But, they don't have to announce anything other than, say, maybe Doctor Strange. They have plenty of years. They got it mapped out to 2019. They're going to take their time. Yeah, so.
Sure. And I think the question, they've just announced a load of release dates in the past week, so they've got a ton of movies. Right? Yeah. And we know some of those will be sequels coming up, like Thor 3, Captain America 3.
Sure.
But then the question also is, will there be new characters like Captain Marvel or Black Panther? Those are two characters that people are hopeful for.
We actually have a question from one of our viewers here. We can pull up on Facebook. Brian Sander asks, do you think Marvel will ever do a Black Panther film? Ever?
Yeah.
Yes.
They've been teasing it since Iron Man 2, right?
And they need they're going to need some fresh blood in the Avengers roster soon. I mean, we've already got Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Vision, I think at some point Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man will be rotated out, and we'll see somebody like Black Panther come in and kind of shore up the ranks.
Before we hop over and talk about TV, we know that you love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Do you think it has the ability to connect with the broader audience?
I do now that I've seen it. Before that, when they did the 17-minute thing and I kind of came down as mixed, what I have to say is that 17-minute segment had been re-edited. So some of the connective tissue and the rhythm of the scene was affected. And that's why I was like, I don't know if it's going to connect with people. Things felt off. Yes, now I do feel like a mass audience will actually really get into it.
Is Rocket as good as they say?
Right. Everyone is great. It's a great ensemble movie.
Nice.
Everyone has a moment to shine. And Groot will steal your heart.
Now, last year at Comic-Con, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a big deal.
Yeah.
They sort of revealed that, showed the pilot episode, I believe.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
S.H.I.E.L.D. after that big premiere had a rocky first season.
Right.
Mixed reaction. I think like a lot of people, the show got considerably better in the final episodes, really when the Captain America 2 twist affected it. But I'm pretty happy about what's coming up on Marvel TV. First of all, I do hope S.H.I.E.L.D. has kind of fixed those issues now, and going into season 2 might be a stronger show. They're going to have a panel here on Friday, I believe, with S.H.I.E.L.D. and the new Marvel show, which is Agent Carter. And I'm very excited about this one.
That's a whole new show.
Whole new show, but not a new character. It is Haley Atwell reprising her role that she's played in both Captain America movies, obviously a much larger one in the first Captain America film. And it will pick up after the events of Captain America, the First Avenger. She thinks Cap is dead, and it's basically about the formative years of S.H.I.E.L.D., but her, it's much more obviously centered on this one character, and really a way for them to kind of build the 1940s era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, so this came from the kernel of this idea came from a Marvel one-shot, which is the short films they released on Blu-ray, and it was I think it was called Agent Carter, right?
Yeah.
And it was like a 12-minute movie or something, and it was awesome. It was
Super
Agent
fun,
Carter in like post World War II era, just basically doing her secret agent thing, and it's really good. And now they're making a TV show out of it.
But it's a limited television series, right?
It's only 8 episodes. It's going to actually air in the middle of the season of S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. will take a break. I think that can help S.H.I.E.L.D. by making it 2 sort of, blocks.
Yeah.
And Agent Carter being 8 episodes sounds great. I think that sometimes shows benefit from being that tight and telling like a smaller story.
Yeah.
We have another question from one of our viewers here. We'll pull up. This is from Christian Hernandez. Which comic book character would translate well to the Netflix model?
Yeah, we should mention, of course, that we're getting 4 characters in the Netflix model starting next year. As far as we know, none of this will be here. Daredevil is the first. It just started filming. Maybe they'll tease it at that Marvel TV panel. It'd be cool if they maybe showed the costume or something like that. Yeah. Not a big presence, though. The cast isn't here. But I don't know if he's asked if they know that those are happening, but I think the characters they picked are great because they're all sort of street-level characters, Daredevil being the most notable, but Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones. I think these are going to be great characters to have. That Netflix model don't need the $200 million movie, but can tell a 13-episode season for all of them that's going to tell like a little mini a movie across those 13 episodes.
And then it comes to... I'm sorry, Jim.
No, I was going to say, I wonder if Marvel would ever revisit their plans for Runaways. They were going to do it as a feature film, but maybe a Netflix series is better for it.
I think Runaways is actually so great for a TV show that's a property they really should look at, and I think that would be perfect looking forward.
That movie almost happened, and they pulled the plug on it very close.
And so then I'm sorry, David. So the series that Eric mentioned then are all going to combine into something called the Defenders, which is the sort of the street level version of the Avengers.
Wow. Yep.
Cool. That all sounds great. Thank you, gentlemen. Stay tuned at home. We have lots more to come here from IGN Live at Comic-Con right after these messages.